How's it going, everyone? The Trout91 here, back for the Sassuolo playthrough. This is episode number 25. If you missed the previous video, check it out in the description down below or in the card in the top right hand corner of the screen. If you did miss the last episode, here is the recap for you. We started off very strong with a 3-0 win over Crotone, who are currently sitting bottom of the league. We then had a massive win against Napoli, defeating them 2-0, Berardi being the man to score the first goal, and technically the second, although it was given as an own goal. We then had a frustrating afternoon away at Lazio, who managed to beat us 4-2. And then things got even more frustrating as Sampdoria defeated us 2-1. So we created this massive gap between us, Torino, and Napoli, only to throw it away so quickly. Now the good news is, off the back of last episode and the last game against Sampdoria, Torino didn't actually capitalise on the fact that we dropped points. They also dropped points themselves. I think Napoli managed to get a few in the bank for themselves. So currently they are 5 points behind us in the league table. So they can still potentially jump ahead of us if we were to lose these games coming up. Obviously, there's 3 games left in the season, so we need to make sure we're getting all the points we can from them. Now, to set you up for today's episode, we have got 3 games. The first against Udinese, who we beat 2-0, I believe, last time out before Christmas. Then we've got AC Milan, who we managed to pick up a draw against in a very strong performance defensively from ourselves. We then have a final game against Fiorentina, who we drew just after the Christmas break, 1-1. Now, time to stop leaving you in suspense. Our first game against Udinese. Danny Ings was not really scoring as of late, and I need to make sure we're getting goals. So it was time for Big GH to step into the spotlight. Now, it took us a while, but some scrappy defending off a corner saw us capitalise on their mistake. The ball landing to Gary Hooper, who put it in to put us 1-0 up. We then leaned on GH one more time as he added a second in the 77th minute. Politano, with a cracking cross, managed to find Gary Hooper, who tapped in to lead the game 2-0. A massive, massive and important win. All the points count at this stage, and that win was so much more important when we look at the league table going into the next game. Now, as you can see, Torino dropped points again. We are 5 points ahead of them. We've pretty much secured 5th place, as Napoli also dropped points themselves, seeing them 8 points behind us. So, European football is confirmed. It is safe for us this time around. Next year we'll be playing again in the Europa League. I really was hoping that we could push for Champions League, but we're going to have to wait and see what we could do next year instead. However, I really want to finish in 4th place. If we were to lose both of our games in the coming 2 games and Torino won both of theirs, we would obviously drop down to 5th place. And I think this is going to be a big game. I really want to make sure that we are making a statement that we are 4th place at the end of the season. Getting to AC Milan has been a bit out of our reach for a while now. They're probably quite complacent coming into this game, knowing that they are stuck in 3rd place. They can't catch Juventus, and that's where they're going to be sitting. They've got their Champions League football. So I think they might be a little bit relaxed coming into this game. And if we can pick up points here, it sets a big precedent at the tail end of the year and gives us large confidence going into next year. I don't know if you've noticed in some of the previous episodes, I have been experimenting with less instructions on the team, and it seems to be working out, especially against the bigger teams, I find. So I'm going to continue that trend. We're just going to counter and retain the possession, play at a normal tempo. Peluso and Politano both suspended for this game, so Berardi's going to have to come in. We're playing Ricci on the left-hand side. Jeremy Morel comes in at left-back, but other than that, we're pretty much the same setup. Danny Ings, we're also still not going to bring him back if Gary Hooper's banging in goals. He banged in 2 in the last matchup. I'm also playing him at false 9 to see if it works out. I'm still kind of experimenting. Well, it's a bit weird I'm experimenting at 36 games into the league season, but I am just, you know, switching out between false 9, complete forward, and advanced forward, because in the last Football Manager, advanced forward seemed to be the one you wanted to go for, and this one, it just seems a bit hit and miss at times, especially with the squad that I've got. Hopefully we can find a consistent enough striker. It just seems like my strikers come in hot and cold at different times, which is okay if you're still getting goals at the end of the day, but when you are in need, desperate need of goals in big games, especially when it comes to next year, we can't be having people turning up whenever they feel like. There are definitely places up for grabs at the striker position next year. But let's focus our attention onto this game. I'm just going in there, give them something to cheer about. At the end of the day, I think if we were to lose against AC Milan, we could easily get a point at least from the Fiorentina matchup. I would really like to go and beat AC Milan, or at least get a draw, just to, you know, give us some confidence coming into it. If they are going to finish third, like, we can say, you know, we're easily as good as AC Milan. We could finish in third place if we wanted to. So I'm excited to see if we can do something, and it's early doors. Berardi's had a shot to test the waters. Had some good possession so far. Looks like maybe AC Milan aren't quite up to scratch. They've celebrated the fact they do have Champions League, maybe a bit too hard. AC Milan have actually gone up the other end, and we'll see how we defensively deal with this one. The ball is bouncing around. Cuco has picked it up, and he does get a scuffed shot off, and Consigli obviously going to easily catch that one. Ball is headed out. Di Michelis gets the head, and Lapadula is going to pick up the loose ball as Gary Hooper takes it away from him. Is this a chance for us to move forward and create something? And it's not a great pass. Pellegrini has to deal with the bad service there, but they do maintain possession. The ball is... Why are you going to end a highlight there? That is literally a cross to a green shirt. Pellegrini's got it. Oh, a little deflection there, and Donnarumma isn't going to be fooled by it and grabs hold of it. And this first half an hour has not been particularly eventful, and the chances they have both teams created... Both the chances the teams have created have not been particularly fruitful. And speaking of fruit, got our Trout's Daily Drink on the go. It is orange juice. It's a redo. Like, I'm reusing a daily drink. I've run out of unique drinks. I mean, sometimes I'll have a unique drink and it just won't be a Football Manager kind of day. So it's kind of been... That was a bit anticlimactic, wasn't it? Last episode of the season, bringing a trash... already seen drink. Like, come on, Trout, sort your game out. However, I did just buy 2 litres of it, so I'm making sure I drink it. I have to say, it's been a very quick first half. There has not been much to shout and talk about. We are definitely giving it to AC Milan right now as they start to move forward. Matti is going down the right-hand side. Oh, that is a very big and bold commitment there, and Mina just whiskers away from putting AC Milan 1-0 out, and that did take a deflection, it looks like. And AC Milan look to maintain their possession of the ball as there's some nice passes in the midfield. Bonaventura decides to go to the left as Antonelli tries to fire it. Whoa! No, no, no! Oh, my God. What on earth happened there? Boys, concentrate. Gee, how that did not go in. I thought it was in. I thought the first shot was in, and then I thought the rebound would have gone in. Simply because the guy was in front of the green shirt, and somehow it turns out going the opposite direction. Duncan now has decided to kill the game. Kuka has committed a second foul. He's been red carded. Oh my. Was that a straight red? I know he committed a foul before that. He had his warning, and he has gone off. Okay. Alright, not bad. They are 10 men down at this point, so we can still get something out of this, and I'm pleased with how things are going. I don't really want to put them down. I'm quite happy with the way things are going, so let's move forward. Here we go. Jeremy Morel on the left-hand side. Puts the ball in. Gary Hooper with a lovely unmarked effort, and Donnarumma makes a great save to force the corner. And Ricci actually losing the ball there. Gomez and the keeper having a bad stint of communication there. Come on, boys. They're down to 10 men. It's not just about making sure that we stay ahead of Torino. It's about pride today. We've got to show that we are capable of beating teams like AC Milan. I know you're all very capable. You're all very talented. Let's show them exactly what we can do. Berardi and Frey linking up nicely. But again, our crossing is just woeful. Bertolacci finds Montalivo. Lapadula's completely unmarked, and he gets a great attempt on goal. And Consigli with the even better save. Let's make sure we're getting these tackles in. Another effort goes onto goal, and Consigli's forced to make a save. Now here comes Gary Hooper, who's going to charge forward. What can he do with this ball? Plays it into Berardi. Berardi looking for one more pass. Finds Pellegrini in the box. He goes for the shot, but hasn't got the angle to beat Donnarumma. Pellegrini takes the ball. AC Milan caught sleeping as Gary Hooper tries to play a pass out. Berardi's picked up. He's offside. Very happy with the maturity and confidence that's, oh God, of the team so far. They've come a long way in one season, and I'm hoping they can continue that on into the next one, as Pellegrini has managed to catch AC Milan out this time. What's he going to do with the ball? Goes for the shot! Pellegrini! He loves the distance shot. He gets the goal. It's 1-0 up to the Sassuolo boys. And AC Milan are trailing. And they look very uncomfortable at the situation now. Well, this game had goals in it, that was for sure. And Pellegrini is the man who unlocks things first up with an absolute thunderbolt into the top corner. There was no stopping that one from Donnarumma this time, no matter how good a keeper he is. And Pellegrini is letting the crowd know about it. Oh, he's going to throw a Robbie Keane celebration in there as well, as the whole team is celebrating and clapping with him. The celebration has gone on longer than the goal did. It's still going. And it's going. It was still going in slow motion as well, which is the annoying thing. I mean, like, I love watching the boys celebrate a goal, especially a great one like that, but come on, mate. I've got things to do. I've got to edit this for one. Ball's whipped him. Gomez gets a header off, and Magnanelli's going to give chase, but Montalivo will obviously beat him to that race. As he looks for support from his teammates, he can't do anything there, and Pellegrini smashes it forward. Gary Hooper, he's lashed onto it. He's running down on goal. Support is coming for him. Can he get across? What is he doing? Gary, I don't understand you. You go absolutely ape in front of goal a couple episodes, and then you just absolutely fail hard at dribbling with the ball. Let's bring on Sensi, give him some game time. Goes for the shot again. AC Milan are getting desperate now. They're just having pop shots for no reason whatsoever. It's not constructed. It's not well thought. They're just giving chase. They're just hitting the ball at any opportunity they can. They want to try and replicate Pellegrini's absolute rifled shot. But they ain't Pellegrini, baby. They just aren't. Ings and Berardi linking up nicely now. And Berardi's going to skip past them all. Goes for the shot. And Donnarumma hits that one out for the corner. And there you go. That's it. Full time. The boys of Sassuolo played fantastic. Well done, lads. It was a great game. We finish for the season in 4th place. We still have one more game against Fiorentina, but we have guaranteed ourselves Europa League. We've guaranteed ourselves 4th place in the competition for the year, as Pellegrini signed, sealed and delivered the 1 goal of the day against AC Milan to end things on a very big high coming to the end of the season. Now, in this last game against Fiorentina, it really didn't have much sentiment about it. It was a throwaway game, if you like. So I'm not really going to live comment or show you huge amounts of highlights from it, but I will go through what happened. We brought in Politano on to the starting lineup. Now, it was a fairly even game, possibly Sassuolo edging it overall in terms of the shots and chances that we had created for ourselves. But it was Fiorentina who started the game off very late on. 81 minutes it took them to score a goal. Federico Chiesa, who got the goal by smashing it past Consigli. And just when I was sitting there thinking, it's a shame we're going to lose on the last day of the season, going to go out with a bit of a downer. But hold on, hold the phone. It wasn't all done there. As a corner comes in, it is cleared to Alfred Duncan, who does exactly what he's done all season long and smash them from distance, beats the keeper to level the playing field at 1-1 and secure us a point on the last day of the season. And there we go, season 1 in the books, done and dusted. We finished the season on 69 points. Ha ha ha, 69. I couldn't resist, could I? So at the halfway point in the season, we had 37 points. Now, in the second half, we managed to pick up 32, which isn't a huge difference between it. 5 points we dropped in the second half of the season. I think we dropped a lot of points against the teams that we were clearly battering in the first half. And then we also managed to pick more points up against the bigger teams. We picked up a win against Roma, we picked up a win against AC Milan, we picked up a win against Napoli. Admittedly, Napoli and Roma not particularly playing to the best of their abilities, as so far neither of them actually getting European football, both finishing 6th and 7th. We had good games against Juventus. We could have had a good game against Inter Milan, but I think they are just a little bit ahead of what we're actually currently about as a squad, and hopefully going into next season we'll be able to strengthen our lineup both at the back and up front. So I'm just going to run you through how the season panned out and how the players are looking towards the end of the season as far as their stats go, where there were improvements and where there weren't. I'm not going to particularly dive into them too much. You guys can dip in and look at them yourselves if you want to, and when I do start the second season, I'll also go through them and show you the starting lineup and how they have gotten on since then. Running through some of the milestones, Gary Hooper with 22 goals, our top goal scorer for the season. A lot of you were skeptical about him, and I have to say, I can understand why you were skeptical about him. He was very hot and cold throughout the entire season. But in the end, 22 goals is not too bad a return for the couple of mil that I paid for him in the end. All of my transfers weren't the best. I would say this is probably the weakest I've done as far as transfers go. Usually I'm actually quite good with some of the transfers I do bring in. And I think next year I need to aim for higher grade players than players who are just going to do jobs for me. Alfred Duncan with the highest average rating and definitely the best player in the squad right now. It's a pleasure to have him at such a young age as well, that he's going to be a cracker going through the entire thing with him. Hopefully we can hold on to him for time to come. Federico Ricci with most assists, 14 assists. I think he also got something like 10 plus goals in the entire season as well. So he really contributed to a lot of goals, as well as Alfred Duncan, who got 10 plus goals himself. Luca Mazzatelli had the best pass completion, but that's probably because he only played a few games, really. And most player of the match awards went to Alfred Duncan. I have to say, I'm so grateful to all of you who have enjoyed the series. I really do appreciate you showing this much support on these videos. They might not be getting huge amounts of views, but I really do enjoy making them. And I'm going to start live streaming this save. I've been waiting to do this. I've been trying to get towards a point where I've done the first season, get it under the books. I think a lot of people thought I might give this up, and I really wanted to make sure I got to the end of the first season at least before I consider stopping doing this series or something like that. So hopefully we can get some live streams on the go with some Football Manager heading into Season 2. And with that said, in the comments, if you've got any suggestions for signings for the next season, do drop them in there. I think I will get a couple of grand, something like 3 or 4 mil. We've obviously got some money still left over our previous transfer window where I sold people and held on to the money that I had there. We've also got to bear in mind that we can sell players. I think there are a lot of players in the club that I do not want and do not need, so I'm going to try and offload them into, well, into the world. Set them free and send them wild, you know. So if you've got anyone who you think I should get rid of as well, do leave that in the comment section down below. I'm hoping that with all the transfers that we'd send out and stuff like that, we could potentially get about 10 million in terms of transfer funds, something like that. So if you've got any people that you think would be good additions to the squad, do let me know in the comments down below. The more people I can bring in as well, the better we'll obviously stand in the long run. We're obviously going to bring up people who are in the youth team to play regularly. That's it for now. I hope you've enjoyed Season 1. Stay tuned for when we'll be doing Season 2. See you all later. Thanks for watching. Peace out.